Hey guys, how you doing? Today is November 17th, and today we will study just in 15 Target launched the financial report, and it seems the stock price has good rally, right? But if you take a look on the performance, then Target is somehow like a value trap, right? Not a value trap because the financial situation is not very good. And today is already nearly end of 2023. We know that the COVID-19 is already gone for more than 1 year already, right? So now should be all the countries should be recover well for the past 1 year, but seems like Target is not, right? Costco performs very good, and then Walmart so, right? Not very good, not very bad. We know that there is inflation in US, right? But Target, no, because even the revenue is lower than 1 year before. It should not happen. It should not happen. So we will take a look on that, right? So our Falcon portfolio been right doing quite satisfactory, right? Then up to 84%, right? And for any of you have any idea or any stock that you want me to analyze, you can leave your message under the YouTube, or you can directly email to me by usstockmarketweekly@gmail.com. So this is our covering, right? The target is a value trap. If you buy the stock at this time, we will take a look on that. After rising for more than a week, then I think a little bit drop of Dow Jones is acceptable, right? So yesterday, closing dropped at 45 points. Nasdaq still rising, but only 9 points, right? That is normal, right? So take a look on that, right? Nasdaq already up back to more than 14,100 already, right? So this is our Falcon 350,000 portfolio. Then this year we did quite a good job, right? Then we raised it for more than 39%, this year, right? I hope it can achieve 40% and then end this year. Then I'll be happy. So we study some headlines first, right? Alibaba's been announced the result yesterday, and then today, the shares immediately dropped more than 10% this morning. Why? The performance is not very bad, actually. But I think the point is, we know that Alibaba is going to split from 1 to 6, all right? That means divided into 6 individual company. And she already said for the cloud service, she does not have enough support from the market. And then for the logistic, then it will come to Hong Kong and do the IPO. So this is quite annoying, right? Why this good company need to be divided into 6 company, all right? So like the Taobao, like the logistic, like the cloud service, like the digital, and then like the food, then they will be divided into 6 individual company. It's just like that you divide Microsoft into 6 company, then the whole company will be scattered. So this is the problem, right? And then the even worse thing is they encounter the problem of how do I go individual because no money support from the market. It's quite laughing, right? So the stock performed bad this morning, dropped at more than 10%, right? So I don't know how to say, right? And MasterCard, right? A lot of people saying that now is too much e-payment in the world, but not a lot for across the country. Look at what MasterCard said. it's not easy for the central bank to accept digital currency, right? Not easy. It's very easy for a country to establish digital currency, but not easy for another country to accept it, right? So a lot of people may think that now is too much digital payment, right? It's too much. Yes, within the country is a yes, but across the country, global, not much. So this the reason we bought PayPal. It's not easy for you to have another company like PayPal. It's easy for you to establish a company if you are the country, but it's not easy for another country to accept your e-payment. That means your e-payment can only use in local, not across the country, especially in US, right? That's what now Mastercard said. So Boeing been bad for more than 4 years already. All right, in 2019 has an accident, and then 3 years of pandemic, and then China and US, and then now in where's the country? Middle East, right? Then in this Dubai Air Show, then it's not like the saying that then Boeing then lifts Airbus in the dust. No, it's just saying about the order, right? About the order, and then Boeing chalked up that means get 295 aircraft orders, and then Airbus only 86, right? By the day four of the Middle East largest aviation show, right? So now the debt of Boeing still huge, right? And I need to study. Then if this is a good time for buying in Boeing, right? Then in the past 4 years, a lot of investor for Boeing is quite scared, right? Because the stock price performance is really bad, right? Seems Airbus in the past 4 years performs much better, right? Then we need to see. And then final is Burberry. Then we talk about Burberry in our pay channel. And the performance, as we predicted, very bad. Immediately saying 9%. Why? Because it depends on China too much. That's the problem. You can see that the comparable store sales growth slowed to just 1%. That means zero, right? No comparable store sales. And then down from 18 in the previous quarter. All right, that means what? Compared with 1 year before, down 18. Compared with one quarter before, just growth 1%, right? Why? Because the momentum in China freezed out, right? So I think a lot of luxury, then a lot of other brands, then they will reevaluate the economy of China, and then they may restructure how they place the luxury brand for the global, right? Must be reduced the same period, 70% is on China, then maybe after this year, they maybe go down to less than 40%, just I guess, right? Okay, we talk about target. And this is just, the ball is not big as this one. It's just the camera angle, right? It's just not as big as this one, right? So we look at Target's stock price first, and it been up. You can see that it been up for some percentage, but then it rose back again. Then we can see that now the PE ratio of Target is reasonable, 16, and with a good dividend of 3.39%, right? But we can see that the peak of Target is more than 200, and I think it's 260, and then now it's just still half, right? It's still half. So we take a look on the past 5 year and the past 1 year. Past 5 years still okay, right? 92.93% with a good dividend, 3.3639%. But if we look at the past 1 year, it's a drop nearly 20%, right? So you lost in the past 1 year, even if you have the dividend, all right? And then after on 15th of this month, and then the stock price been raised, right? You can see that the final show, then I think it's raised about from 103 to 113 something, right? It's more than $10, something like that. So we take a look on that. This is the sales, the retail sales increment of Target. Then you can see that in January, still very good. And then it drops, and then it rise up. Now you can see that, right? But the rise up is very weak, right? Even in the quarter, she just announced the performance. You can see that it's 0.7, 0.9, right? But earlier of this year is 2.8. That means Target sales still very weak. And then for the earnings per share, and then it keeps on dropping and dropping. Right, after the 2022, you can see that goes to the peak and then keep on dropping and dropping and dropping. And this year, the first month, the EPS is the highest one, nearly $6. But previous 14.1, 8.64, then still far away from us, right? And then this is the net margin, right? This is the net margin. Net margin, that means net income margin. You can see that the now is still at a level lower than 2020, right? Very low. It's just about 2%, right? So we take a look on the statement. For the sales, right? For the sales, this is 3 months from October, September. August, September to October this year, right? The sales, 25 billion US dollar, right? But compared with 1 year before is 26. So it dropped at 4.3%, right? This is very bad. When we look at for past 9 months, still the sales dropped by 3%. So it means the customer doesn't know your margin, right? She just buy things, right? That means the sales is not as good. It's not recovered, right? Very clear. And then the net earning, wow, suddenly become 0.97 billion US dollar compared with 0.7 1 year before. That means rise up 36.3%, right? What makes it, right, is because of the cost of sales. You can see that the cost of sales is 18 billion US dollar compared to 19.6 1 year before. So it's saving. Maybe it cut the people, maybe negotiate the selling price, the price with the suppliers, something like that, right? I think a lot of cost of sales reduced is because abundance of the people, right? So makes the net earning increased. This is good, but not very good, right? Because the investor may think, oh, you just save the money, but you are not. But your sales is weak. This is what the investor think. And dividend is a little bit better, right? 1 year before it's 1.08 US dollar per share, and then now it's 1.1, increased by 1.9%. And then this is the worst part. I need to tell you. Look at the inventory. Still high, 14.7 billion US dollar, right? But compared with 2022, it's better. That is terrible, 17.1 billion US dollar. So this part, for financial, we can see that the total current asset is 18.5 billion US dollar. It immediately less than the current liability of 21.5. And then there is the long-term debt and the borrowing. So I've calculated for the payback per year is 5 billion US dollar based on the interest rate now. And assume that that debt is to divide it into 10 years, right? Equally. And the net net earning per year, we just calculated 3.67 billion US dollar. So what does it mean? The finance situation is bad, right? It won't go bankrupt because it get the cash every day. So she may have to borrow more money for the new money to cover the old debt, unless one day the sales is better and the margin is better, right? This is not a good way, right? So remember, I always told the payback per year should not be more than half of the net earning per year, but now it's existing. So the financial situation of Target is not good, right? I do not recommend you to hold this stock anymore, right? This is very bad, right? And then the cash provided by the operating activity is okay, right? 5.3 billion US dollar compared to 0.5 then. Maybe Target is increasing the debt, right? Something like that, right? So in my opinion, then Target is not bad as that, right? But we know that. Let's look at Costco or Walmart. Right, okay, this one first, right? Comparable sales change, negative 4.9%, right? This is very bad, very bad, right? And then comparable sales by channel, that means traditional store or by e-commerce, right? Digital. You can see that for traditional store, many of the purchase happened at traditional stores, 83.2%, and then digital only 16.8%. But look at that, the store originated comparable sales change is a loss, minus 4.6%, and even for the digital, minus 6%, right? Very bad, very bad, right? So that's a picture of Target. Then I do not recommend then hold this stock anymore. Right? The finance is not good, just bad, right? So this is for the number of store and retail square feet, right? Right? 1956 square feet compared with early this year, January 1948. Makes sense, right? Because now she should focus on how to boost up the sales, right? It's not focus on how to expand for more shops, right? So Target is like that, right? And now the P/E ratio is quite reasonable, but the finance situation is not good. And if we look at Costco, you can see that they need no dropping. If just by looking at this 5-year stock history chart, you may see nothing. Seems nothing happened, right? But there is a lot of events happen in between, right? These few years. So just by looking at the 5 years stock price, nothing special, right? And then now Costco nearly rise back to the peak already. And then if we look at Walmart, not as good as Costco, but not very bad, right? You can see that the highest point is about 150. Now it's 156. Okay to us. We get the 1.46 dividend and then nothing happened. That's it. All right. So I think Costco is still the top pick, right, among them, right? Okay, guys, thanks for watching. And then please give us a like, comment, or share, and then subscribe. And then don't forget to press the bell icon next to it, right? So I hope everyone have a very peaceful weekend. See you guys next Friday. Bye bye.